Welcome back to another episode of UXpreneur. In today's episode, I have something special in store for you. Not only have we got the feedback from our first user, we also have an update to our service model blueprint, and we learned that there are more competitors out there than we had imagined before. The good news is we've also found a hole or opportunity in the technology. So grab that popcorn. Let's dive in. And while I have you here, don't forget to subscribe. Half of you watching this video are not subscribed. Subscribing keeps this channel alive. Now back to the show. Here we are back in the studio, and yesterday we talked about the initial reaction from our first user tester. Before we get into the service model blueprint updates, because clearly there are updates that are needed, today I wanted to see the reaction from our user. Here you can see she says, "This did not quite come out as expected. I thought it would sound like I could sing. This is a clear indication I should not." Facepalm. Okay, so not exactly the reaction that we were probably hoping for. The good news is it wasn't what she expected, but the bad news is that she feels like she shouldn't sing, and we don't want that. We want people to return to Humdrum and feel compelled to sing. After I got that message, I changed the manual service blueprint. Now, we saw yesterday that I did not end up using dope loop and beep box. I ended up removing them from the track. And voice maker, the chorus and compress, didn't really do us any favors. We actually used tune bat to figure out the key in beats per minute to feed chord, and then we sent her the v.io. Well, on the second go round, I didn't end up using v.io, and I don't think we actually need voice maker. So what I did was I actually updated the service blueprint to this. Instead, we go from speak pipe to tune bat, where we get the beats per minute in the key. Then we send it to chord and update chords, keys, and beats per minute to get the melody and the beat. Then we use Soundtrap to actually auto-tune and mix the song together. Soundtrap here, we right click, go to auto-tune, and I did heavy auto-tuning in the key that we needed. This allowed us to hear this track.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find a love within. I came back to let you know, got a thing for you, and I can't let it go.
Much better. Let's compare that to the old v.io one.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
Now, the chord melody was different, so that has something to do with it. But in any case, I sent that to her, so we're going to see what her reaction is in the next video. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and do the competitor analysis for Humdrum. Vocaloid is certainly a direct competitor. They actually changed the vocals to a synth. We got Smules for karaoke, chord, categorical, and then Vocaloid, Tune Bat, and some others that are direct competitors. Now I'm starting to think that actually I have it backwards. So I think my more direct competitors are more likely to be Spoke and Cove because they're directly combining music and mental health care. Then more categorically, you have Muse and Calm and Headspace because they're in that category of mental health. Then I think our substitutes become other avenues of de-stressing, like music, so Smule and karaoke, or indeed Vocaloid and AI. And then it gets less and less competitive as it ruminates out. So this is how I'm thinking of a competitor analysis, and not all the competitors are here, but that would be something that I would continue to do. Value innovation based on your competitor analysis. Buyer value is increased by building a feature that is not in the market. And that can be tough, like we found. When doing competitor analysis, you find out what features are available. And then when you interview customers, you find out what they are yearning for that is missing. And so interviewing customers is the key, I believe, to finding what the buyer value is. Now up here, we have the cost. And cost is reduced by building only the one feature. Remember, we built the single feature for Humdrum using that speak pipe. Now, if that was just the one and done, that would be amazing. We'd be value innovation. Let's put some of those items in our own chart over here. Recording. And we saw that there's actually a lot of recording stuff out there. We also have auto-tune. And we found actually there is auto-tune available. AI vocal synth with Vocaloid. Okay, here we go. This is starting to make sense now. So this is really expensive, less expensive, less expensive. See that? This is the least value to the buyer. This is maybe more valuable, and this is even more valuable. It seems like this is getting in there a little bit, even though it's really expensive. It's like showing that it's worth the investment. It's the only thing that's made it in there. So that's how I would do it. So the AI vocal synth is expensive, so it goes at the top of the cost areas. And publishing is the least valuable to the user because they are already anxious and afraid, and so they don't really want to share this with the world yet. They haven't yet experienced the auto accompaniment or the auto tune associated with their re-singing. So because of that, they're still in an ignorant stage. So the value of auto tune and accompaniment is higher than publishing itself. Indeed, recording is almost like this necessary thing. So it kind of sneaks up here too a little bit. That's why I put it right here at this epicenter. Now, pulse to measure their anxiety and EEG to actually measure it, I think those are valuable to them. But we have that offered with Muse and Apple Watch. So that's interesting that those are there, but they're already in the market, so they're not value innovation yet. We have publishing and recording. You can actually publish on Spotify and TikTok today through various channels and means, SoundCloud. So publishing exists, and it's pretty low cost to publish. Companies like to own your stuff. Recording is doable, we saw with SpeakPipe. Auto-tune is doable, but Soundtrap only has that for a little while before they want to charge you. Audio accompaniment, chord, they want to charge you. And AI vocal synth is very expensive. I would move recording up in here. We could take their vocals and superimpose an AI vocal synth on top of it, like a deep fake, okay? And I'm gonna flip these over like that, because you can see recording's getting close, and it was getting close there. So that's why 2 is better than 1. You can do this exercise with your team as well, and allow the flexibility like I showed you today. Right, gang, I hope you enjoyed that video. We learned about the gap in the market that the competitors aren't filling, and we learned about new tech opportunities, and we also learned how the initial service blueprint was not wowing our customer, but actually did the opposite. Had we not tested the reaction, we would never have known. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Click the like button if you liked it, sub if you loved it, and click the bell notification to be notified about the next one. And I'll see you there. Bye-bye. When you share, people listen. So go ahead and do me a favor right now and click that share button and send a direct message to one of your friends out there who you think would benefit from taking their UX design, UI UX design portfolio seriously like a business, rather than just treating themselves as an aspiring UX designer yet to be ordained by a king to become a knight. Because the era of feudalism is over, and today you can self-proclaim that you are a UX designer. You don't need a certificate. There's no degrees. You can just be a UX designer. With that being said, I couldn't be more grateful for your support and interest in UXpreneurship. We could really use your help to share with 3, 4, 5 friends of yours in your network, because every sharing counts. You may not know it, but you have more influence than you think.